But we'll get started like we always do, with this month in Nerdery. Usually with this month in Nerdery, I like to do 2 or 3 different subjects, but for today, I read one article that inspired some classic Wikipedia doom scrolling, so let's see if you can guess what the theme is by the end of the segment. We'll begin with herrings. Dr. Bob Batty from a lab in Scotland was doing research on if herrings are able to hear sounds that are made by their predators like whales and dolphins. So what he did to research this was set up a fish tank, put a bunch of herrings in it, add infrared light, microphones, video cameras, and started monitoring these herrings around the clock. And he made the amazing discovery, herrings fart. What made this discovery worthy about me reporting on now, though, wasn't just the farts. Because as we all know from well-documented literature, everybody poops, which means most everybody cuts the cheese. But for herrings, these researchers noticed that the more herrings they put in the tank, the more they would let out the squeakers, and figured out that herrings communicate with each other by farting. This finally explains why herrings rarely interbreed with other fish. The researchers found out that during the day, herrings can use visual information such as light reflecting off of their specialized scales to keep the group together. But at night, they've evolved that the only way to find each other so the shoal doesn't drift apart was by playing that butt trumpet to each other. Due to its rapid frequency and high pitch, only audible to other herrings, the scientists named this phenomenon the fast receptive tick. Or maybe they named it that because they had a sense of humor. Interestingly as well, at the same time, but before this research was published, the Swedish military was picking up these strange, unidentified sounds that they were afraid were high-tech stealth Russian submarines that turned out to also just be herring farts. On the subject of submarines, many of us know subs use ballast tanks to rise and sink when underwater, and most fish similarly have an organ called a swim bladder. Manatees, however, don't have this organ, and for a while scientists couldn't figure out how they could be observed sinking deeper into the water with little to no movement. But as you may have already guessed, they do it by baking brownies for all of us fools still above water. By letting out the extra air, their buoyancy changes and allows them to sink lower into the water. Zoos have even observed that because farting is so critical for manatees to be able to control their depth, constipation can cause manatees to lose the ability to dive. There was even one occurrence where a kid dropped a tub of ice cream to a lactose-intolerant manatee, and it gained the ability to fly. Next up in farts of the animal kingdom is the beaded lacewing. These critters lay eggs near termite nests, and when the larvae hatch, they sneak inside, where despite one little larva coming across an army of termites almost 35 times their weight, these larvae hunt their prey by farting the termites to death. The beaded lacewing booty bomb causes complete paralysis in termites, sometimes able to take out multiple termites with a single toot, making them the only known animal capable of fatal farts. Excluding my college buddy Alex after he had a can of Sag Silverado beef chili. His old roommate, rest in peace. And a final fun fart fact I came across during this deep dive is from ancient Greek philosopher Claudius Galenus, often called Galen of Pergamon. Based on his theories, until nearly the 18th century, it was believed that erections in men were not caused by blood pressure, but were somehow caused by air pressure. This led Galen to formulate the theory that the most powerful aphrodisiacs were foods that would cause flatulence. Check out this ancient advertisement from 287 AD. Lust, passion, fire, be your best lover with Stag Silverado. This poor ancient woman. But that's it for this month in fartery. Thank you for listening, and let's move over Andy to start the show.